they're smiling all the time. Oh my god.
So, can you guess where we are? Australia Zoo. Get on. So it gets pretty busy fairly early. We got here at 8:30, and sorry, just before, just after 8. And from 8:30, there's been several buses that have been dropped off. I think the shutters go up at 9 o'clock. And they announce which entrances are going to be open. So we're just waiting for number 6 to open, and then we'll be in. So we're now in, and what I have to say is if you are a UK paramedic, firefighter or police officer or a veteran, bring your ID card with you, and instead of paying the $68 admittance charge, you get in for free. So, as you can see, absolutely everyone's wearing ponchos, including us. Hey. So we're going to do what all good tourists do. We're going to go straight to the calf, and I'm going to get wet. It's raining. Oh.
Yeah, even that must melt your stony heart.
I'm surprised they don't wander over into this one.
Oh my god.
That's pretty cute.
So once you've ordered your food, so there's like a little, I suppose you call it like a snack bar at the front. I'm just the one latte. Yeah, so you can order just like light foods here, baguettes, and then during the day there is a burger restaurant where you can get other bits and pieces. But anyway, we've just got some food.
Not very friendly.
So oh look, they're doing some filming.
I assume for that.
They're doing some filming. Yeah. Veterans Day. So anyway, this is something you don't get to do every day of the week. Is eat cake with crocodiles. So just need the weather just to brighten just a little. Right, so change of plan. We were going to go and have a look at the. We were going to go and have a look at some crocodiles or something else, but we're actually going now to have a look at some tigers. So, and it is raining, and I have taken off my poncho. Wow, look at that. Wow, he's something else. You don't like the rain, bless you. Wow. Holy shit, that's an angry bird. I love it. Please do not feed the... Thank you. But there is a... Wow. It's the first time I've... Don't touch his ears.
If he starts swinging his back legs at you, that's just being friendly.
Well, they're really gorgeous, aren't they? I just wanted to say hello to this one.
Yeah, just remember if their back legs come up, step back, because they hurt.
Yeah, I don't think they like to take your picture with me. Is that alright?
Oh.
Bailey laid down with them, I'll tell you. She's laid on the floor.
Right. poncho back on.
Oh, yeah.
And we're now going into wetlands, which, to be quite honest, is
wet.
very, what's the word I'm looking for? Aptly named. Well, that's soft. There's a Spinosaurus.
New Petrosaurus species remains found in Patagonia, South America in 2015. Gondwana.
Wow.
A species like that. Wow.
Well, that'd be scary, wouldn't it?
Madness.
Yeah.
Or if you're from America, emu.
It's an emu. They're pretty big, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fast.
Yeah.
There's another crocodile. There's that side.
Oh.
Aren't they? They look like they're a bowl, someone's head with a bowl cut.
Oh.
Ooh.
Here comes the emu. Hi guys. So we have rain on the camera lens, which is not good. I'm going to keep the camera rolling just in case they come over a bit further. Oh, there's a chicken.
Person seen at home. Oh, there'll be someone.
So we're entering Southeast Asia. I'm really sorry for the rattling, but it's the ponchos. So this is an elongated tortoise who is currently waiting there for his mate.
His neck was coming out.
Wow.
As you were talking, he was enjoying that.
It's like, this is the elongated. So we're now heading up to Tiger Temple. Get on. Which is 11 AM. Absolutely excellent.
Beans are coming from, and you can ask the coffee shop owner, the barista, you can ask these people. Sally, here she is, beautiful Sally. So she is one of 7 Sumatran tigers we have here at Australia Zoo, and she is one of the youngest and one of the smallest. I'm sure you might have been expecting something a little bit larger, considering we did have Hunter out here just earlier as well, and he is quite considerably larger than Sally. Sally only weighs about 75 kilos, which is completely normal for a young female Sumatran tiger. So anywhere between 80 to 90 kilos once they're fully grown is pretty typical for a Sumatran tiger. Sally is still quite young. Guys, do you want to give her a big round of applause for that? Not typically a water baby, our Sally, but she's gone straight into that water for that delicious rib bone there. Good girl. So I say she's not a water baby. Tigers are very well adapted for swimming. So they have partial webbing in between the digits on their paws, which enable them to paddle very efficiently through the water. So she's very capable of swimming from one side of the pool here to the other and out the back again, so she can enjoy that rib bone there. But of the 3 cubs from her litter, so she was born here with alongside Malcolm and Sage as well. And these 3 are just over 3 years old, 3.5 now I should say. So they're not quite fully grown yet, but she was always the most reluctant to get into the water, even when she was a small cub. Her sister Sage is the one that we say will always go into the water first. So it's very cool to see that she did go straight into that water. I guess that does show just how enthusiastic she is about her food, because we did put a nice big rib bone on that log floating in the middle of the pool there. Now, it will not take her too long to get through that piece of meat there. She does have an incredibly strong jaw and very, very sharp teeth, and very good molars at the back of her mouth there, the carnassials that are designed to shred meat and also crush bone as well. So that's not going to take her very long. So do be patient with her. Again, she is a cat as well, so she tends to do things in her own time. Now, she does have a few other treats scattered around her habitat as well. You may have noticed one of the guys putting up a piece of meat on that tree at the back of the habitat there. Now that, of course, is to encourage Sally to climb to the top of that tree. And sometimes she doesn't do it. She doesn't always do what we ask, but we can only offer her those things to try and encourage her to use all of her abilities. So not only can she swim, she's very capable of climbing and also running quite fast and jumping quite high as well. So jumping in the air, they can get up to about 6 meters into the air, which is very impressive for quite a small animal. But they're also able to climb straight up that tree using just their claws. So hopefully she'll demonstrate that for you today. We'll give her a moment just to finish that rib bone first. Now, using just their claws to climb, that's like us just using our fingernails to climb, which is pretty impressive, much more impressive for them. And they will also be able to land from the top of that tree and carry on running to potentially chase a prey item if they need to. So they're not the best climbers. I'm not going to say they're spending all of their time up in the tree. They are able to climb vertically very quickly and come back down. They're not going to be spending a lot of time up in the tree navigating their way around. So Sally's found those 2 little bits of meat in front of the tree, in front of the glass there. Looks like she's eyeing off that piece of meat up the tree. We'll see. There she goes. Give her another big round of applause. What a good day. She's doing everything this morning. Good job. Good landing. See what I mean with the landing? So if that was you or me, falling from the top of the tree, trying to land on our shoulders are going to pop out. It's going to be a horrible experience. But for Sally, she has what's called a floating shoulder. So there's no ball and socket joint. It's a series of muscles and tendons that move and are very smooth flowing. So when she lands, it's a bit like a shock absorber. So she's able to land and continue running if she needs to. So it's a very smooth motion. She's not hurt herself at all. Now, she's eyeing off this piece that's hanging over the pool as well. Now, I'll be very surprised if she actually jumps to grab this piece. She's found a very much easier way for her to get that piece of the bamboo stick there. Now, we'll see what she gets up to. So our tigers are very clever. They learn things very quickly, and she's learned she doesn't necessarily she doesn't need to jump into the water to get that piece necessarily. The problem is sometimes when she does it, she doesn't always get the piece straight away. Sometimes it sinks to the bottom of the pool, which then makes it a lot harder for her to get. So really, is it smarter? I'm not sure. But she likes to think that it's smarter, so she doesn't have to run and jump and use too much energy. I'm going to point the around there for too long. So the colouring is very important for their camouflage. So she is what we call a crepuscular animal. They're not nocturnal and they're not diurnal. So they're more active at dawn and dusk. So that's what crepuscular means. And that colouring, we think, is to aid in keeping them hidden in those times of day where the sun is quite low, creating those orangey yellow colours on the horizon, which camouflages them from their prey items that might be looking for where the predator is coming from. So they're hiding using their colouring. Not only that, where they live is there's a lot of dense forest understory. They're hidden by all the trees and the long grasses. Those stripes on her body help to break up her body, kind of act a little bit like shadows, make her look a little bit shadowy rather than a full body. And then the animals aren't able to see her as easily. So while it is a beautiful pattern, it is very functional, and it is also a great way to identify who is who. So we work with 7 different Sumatran tigers here. The biggest way to tell them apart is their personality. But initially, the very, very first thing we look for is the difference in their stripe pattern. So Sally has quite a very distinct stripe pattern on her face compared to her brother and sister, which is the best way for us to tell them apart. And it's what they'll do out in the wild as well when conducting research on certain tigers. They will look for those differences in stripe patterns. So it's very important because every tiger has an individual pattern, very different from every other tiger. So the same way our fingerprint is completely unique, same with the tiger's stripe pattern. And it does go right down to their skin as well. So if we were to remove all of her fur, which we would not do, but if we did, you would be able to see that exact same stripe pattern on her there. So Sally's going to be a little bit active for a little bit longer now. She still has a couple of meat pieces to look for. Not only that, a big part of her day is patrolling her habitat and scent marking everywhere. So she is a solitary animal. So once they're fully mature, they do like their own space. They don't typically like sharing their space with other tigers, which is exactly why she's out here by herself. It's exactly how she likes it. But Hunter was out here earlier and has done the same thing. He sprayed his scent over everything, rolled in the grass and made it Hunter's space. So Sally's come out here and she's going to make sure, first of all, the area is safe. So before she relaxes, she's going to move around and make sure that this area is nice and safe for Sally and it smells like her again. So she will relax probably down the bottom of the habitat. There is usually a favourite spot. But while she is still active, I will let you guys come down here and get closer to Sally so you can enjoy your time here with her. If you do have any questions about Sally or our tigers here, please see myself or Jamie. I will be happy to answer any questions you have. But thank you very much for joining us and please enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, that was the tiger enclosure and a demonstration, which I thought was brilliant. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. I'm smiling all the time.
Sorry, can't get you. Say that again.
I'm smiling all the time.
Yay! You just want to see more koalas now, don't you?
Oh, well, I'm pretty happy to.
Absolutely brilliant. Look at this. Look at a lizard on the rock. So we're just entering the Africa area. So the zoo is basically broken up into different continents. So you can sort of get each continent and what animal is in each continent. So that's it's kind of exciting. I like the way it's done. So not a massive giraffe, but there's a baby one. Zebras and rhino.
Mr. Rhino.
Mr. Rhino.
Oh, they're a bit wet.
There's two rhino in there. Oh no! Oh, there's a slightly bigger giraffe over the back, and a little baby giraffe. So there were some lemur down there, and so I think that tree house is Bindi's house. I might be wrong. That's what I saw when we were walking out the other side. So what we've just missed, what's just been said on the microphone, is that the giraffe over the back is a Guinness World Record holder. He is the largest giraffe in captivity anywhere. Tallest giraffe in captivity anywhere in the world, which is good, isn't it?
Living in quite a large herd, which means they can actually use one another to camouflage.
Oh,
so those
the rhinos are doing that.
striped coats that they have do actually help them to blend in with one another when they are moving in a herd, making it harder for a predator to single out a single animal to take. It also does help them to hide in among the grasses. And there is natural thought these days that it's possible their stripes could possibly form a function with helping them to control their body temperature. So yeah, they are pretty phenomenally adapted animals. Now it looks like our rhino ladies are being given a little bit of a bite to eat. You can see they've gotten up from their little snooze and are having some hay put out. It's a bit of a supplement to the grass, the lovely luscious lawn they have to go through at their leisure. So yeah, what you're seeing now is our three beautiful adult females. There's Yeti, Cavalli and little Bindi. They are stunning girls, very beautiful representatives of their species. As they are having a little look around at you all, do take a look at their face and especially the shape of their lips. Because this is how you can tell them apart from other rhino species, and it's also where their name comes from. Now, looking at them, you can see, despite the fact that these are southern white rhinos, they're not white to look at them. Their colour is not remotely close to it. What you're seeing right now is some very red rhinos. This comes from the fact that they have been wallowing in some very red, earthy mud. Underneath that, if you were to hose them off, you would see an animal that was a dark sort of slate grey colour. So the closest to get the idea of a rhino's actual colour is sometimes you can see in their ears or their nostrils where the skin isn't necessarily going to be covered with mud. But yeah, back to their lips. They've got a beautiful, big, wide, broad, flat lip. This is, as I was mentioning before, because they are a grazing animal. You can think of them sort of like the lawnmowers of the savannah. These guys will hang out all day with their head low, scooping up mouthful after mouthful of grass. Contrasting that to the black rhino, whose lip is actually shaped more like a stick that has a brief over the ears.
You just see giraffe over the back. I think they're going to get fed, which is why they're...
A lot of old wild tales, a lot of traditional medicine, they're solitary animals.
Oh, nice and close.
In the company of other cheetahs.
The bird just in his mouth nearly got eaten.
Pretty rough for cheetahs out there on
That's one very brave bird.
the mum raising all her cubs. So cheetahs, their strategy is to have very, very large.
We're at the cheetah enclosure, however, you cannot get down to where they are. There is one down there. Oh, there's two. Two laid out on the grass. All right, okay.
There we go. Riding a rhino.
Yeah.
Isn't he lovely?
He is.
I don't know if I can get up there.
Yeah, don't fall off. Can you get up there? Oh.
I have to take my picture out of it.
You're going to picture that there. Hang on 2 seconds. We'll take a picture of that. Bear with me. Well, as you can see from that photos, as I said, he is a world record holder, the Guinness World Record holder for being the tallest giraffe in captivity. So this is definitely a once in a lifetime place to visit. Obviously, if you live in Australia and in Brisbane, you can visit it as many times as you want. But if you don't live in Brisbane, then this is it. This is the place. So we are now heading back to go and see the crocodiles, which I believe is a 1:30 show.
Oh, that is a setting. Nice block with some frozen granite cereal. Let's have a frozen puzzle.
Gonna try and take that off then. That outfit's mine.
Oh, look, there we go.
Eat, sleep, and fuck. Look at his feet.
Oh, it looks like the boat legs, isn't it?
Imagine walking one of them down the street now. That's so cool.
She's gonna step into the...
What?
No, she's just stuck on the steps getting short.
I don't want to go home.
Oh.
No.
The chariot awaits. That's
Yeah.
cruise, yeah, the one better.
Tony. Oh, yeah. Sit. Heel. Shake. Paw.
Paw, yeah.
And you can, when you do start going straight, you can go at a pretty semi-decent speed. Like some people are...
Kangaroo will not be late.
Oh.
How good.
Triceps popping out.
I always had it. If the shirt's on, I've got to use the other accessories, you know what I mean?
It's a bit nibbly. Oh, no.
You going to spoon it as well?
Oh yeah, I've got one on.
Yeah, it's all right.
We're only at
No.
Who's gonna look?
Spoon it. Ready, looking over. Beautiful.
Yay. She's gonna have a cry
Rich,
again.
don't get jealous.
So we are just entering the Crocodile. We need to.
So we do the jumping here, Callum.
Yeah, straight on.
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't want to sit.
Let's get in the Crocodile and get. So they jump from there apparently.
Sit in the middle there.
So we're actually where they feed crocodiles, and as I say, I might be completely wrong, but we have been told that the Irwins are actually doing it today because it's Veterans Day. So if they are, they are. If they're not, they're not.
So we cruise on over, you get set up, here we go. He does that. Alright, up here. Got my feet. Running out of the room. We have that. I'm going to turn it around. Let me get after that. Jeez. So, that's a nice swing. So, that's that swing he will do. So, imagine something down the water's edge, something sticking the head in the water to have a drink, and he bursts out of the water like that and grabs it. There's no way the animal's getting away. And if he grabs it on the head, he has this immense amount of jaw pressure, more jaw pressure than any other animal on the planet. So it means that he could bite down on a feral pig skull and crush it down to a couple of inches thick straight away. So it means that he kills it straight away. So if he's got something big, like a cow or a water buffalo, he's not getting kicked in the head and he's not getting hurt himself. But then he can drag it back into the water. He can do a couple of death rolls, he can disorientate it, and then he can just sink to the bottom and he can stay down there for about 7 hours. He can hold his breath for 7 hours. Now, I guarantee if he grabbed me and pulled me back into the water, I'd probably hold my breath 20 seconds. So he has got time on his side to wait those animals out. So one, he can wait next to the water's edge for a long time. He can go probably 6 months without eating if he wants to. So he can literally just sit up and wait for the animal to get comfortable, get confident, come down to the water's edge. He will learn that pattern, that behaviour of the animal coming down to have a drink. Once he's comfortable with the animal, thinks that's a safe spot, the river's to come and have a drink, he will then come over, he will get set up, he will stay beneath the water surface, and as soon as the animal sticks their head in the water, boom, he strikes out, he grabs it, he pulls it in. So he's amazing at doing those strikes from the water's edge, but he's also great at another form of strike that will show you up here in the red.
Once he's finished cleaning that fish off the side of the pond. Now, mate, I'm going to be honest, I don't think he was going for the fish before. I think he was, maybe he'd be going for you. Now, crocs, they're a bit of a funny combination between smart and lazy. Realistically, they are not out there trying to get us. They're really just taking their time. They're an opportunistic predator. And basically, like Terri was saying, is they're just going to sit in the water and wait for things to come to them. That's literally how an ambush predator works. Now, when Murray hatched out of the egg, he was tiny. He wasn't this big apex predator that you see here. In fact, a little crocodile fresh out of the egg is only about 20 centimetres long. And at that size, a little crocodile is more likely to be a meal for another animal in the bush than an apex predator. But they've still got to get themselves a bite to eat as well. And a little croc will be eating little food. We're talking amphibians, little frogs that hang out in the reeds and the mangroves. you know, maybe even some insects or a small bird, mammal or reptile that comes down for a drink, but they've also got to hide from all the other predators. Now, a little croc will hide out in the reeds and the mangroves where they can be safe, and what they'll do is they will plant their feet on the bottom of the river and poke their head up out of the surface, exactly like he's doing now. And a little croc will just sit there and wait. And all they need to do is wait for an animal to come out over the water's edge. Just like that. Now that sound you heard there, that was his jaw pressure, about 3,500 pounds per square inch. And as crocs get bigger, they've got to find bigger food sources. So as they grow, they'll move up towards hanging out underneath flying fox colonies, any overhanging trees where an animal might be going out, and they have incredible accuracy. So even a bird flying over the water, they can launch up and catch that bird mid-flight. Now, it's important to understand that even a huge crocodile, 5+ meters, has enough power in their tail to launch their entire body up and out over the water's surface. Sorry mate, here we go. We'll give you one more. Even a large croc. So if you are up in Northern Australia and you see a beautiful tree overhanging the water, nice work buddy, you've got to be wary of that tail-looking croc, because people have been taken by that method before.
Alrighty, so let's try and get him out one more time over this side. We sort of put to test how fast a crocodile is, so how fast he can run, the heart's on the ground once he's out of the water. You hear it all the time, people say crocs can run as fast as a horse, they can chase you down, they can death throw you out of your leg when he's swimming. Can't be quick. He's getting set up. He does that big strike, and now he's out. Got my toes, you gotta look at the food, mate. Up here. Up here. There we go. Open up. Oh, how cool is that, hey? So, once he was out, once he's done that strike, that is about flat out for Murray. That's about as fast as he can run once he's out of the water, and that just comes down to the way his body's designed, the way all crocodiles' bodies are designed. You've got this animal that's about 350 kilos, but he has these short, tiny little stumpy legs. He's going to carry around a pretty big round belly, and then behind him is that big, long, beautiful tail, which you would have seen even in his setup for that last strike. He's using that tail to swim. He's got so much muscle and so much power in that tail to do those massive strikes from the water's edge. But up on land, it does absolutely nothing for him. It's like us when I walk around there with a couple of tyres tied around our waist. And I could probably, to put my money where my mouth is, I could probably sit down in front of him out here. Maybe even lay down. Not too long. But he's doing nothing. He's watching me. He knows where I am, but he's also smart enough to know that he can't outrun me. But if I move close to the water and start entering the water and splashing around and going back into his home, his territory, he has no choice but to come back to the water, come back into the spot where he knows he's the dangerous apex predator, and he's got much better chance of grabbing me in here than grabbing me up there where Hamish is. So to avoid a crocodile, it's super simple. What you're going to do is stay where Hamish is and not do what I've been doing. So stay about 4 meters back from the water's edge. You're then out of that strike range of the crocodile. Don't overhang the water, as we showed you over there in the tail walk. People have been taken by the tail walk method in the past. And the third rule, probably the most simple of the 3 rules, don't go in the water. Don't go swimming with crocodiles. Don't jump in the water and have a good time to cool down. He's an opportunistic hunter. His job in the ecosystem is to take out the sick and the unwise animals. And you start splashing around in the water, acting like a dying kangaroo, he thinks, awesome, an easy feed, I'm going to come over, I'm going to take it out, I'm going to get this free feed at the same time, not knowing it's a person, thinking it's just some other animal in the water. So we reckon we're the smartest of the 2 species. So we have to start acting that way, avoid those couple of really simple spots where the crocodile is dangerous, and in turn, you won't come into conflict with the big mouth sulky just like Murray.
Absolutely, mate. Now, unfortunately, when people don't follow these incredibly simple rules, Eventually something bad is going to happen, maybe once in a blue moon. We're talking very, very rarely, but it does happen. And it's an absolute tragedy, of course, for everyone involved. But what it means is that we've then created a conflict between us and crocodiles that didn't need to exist in the first place. So all we need to do is respect their home, respect their privacy and their space, and understand that they're not out to get us. They're just an animal trying to live in the bush. Not only that, they're one of the most critically important species here in Australia because they keep every other population in their habitat healthy by taking out the sick, the weak, the injured. So it's absolutely critical to us to keep these guys safe and happy and healthy up in the northern waterways. Now, of course, we don't expect you to go away loving crocs as much as Nero and myself and the rest of the team. We're very fanatical about these animals, but what we do hope is that you can go away with a little greater respect and appreciation and understanding for not only the incredibly important roles they play up in the northern waterways, but also just how lucky we are to have this animal literally right here in our own backyard. Now, Steve up there on the big screen, he loved crocs with everything he had. That was no secret to anyone. What he did is he passed his passion and enthusiasm onto everyone who works here at Australia Zoo, and probably to a whole heap of viewers at home as well. So on that note, I'd like to thank you for coming to the zoo today, helping us keep Steve's dream and this beautiful planet alive. Thanks so much for coming. Have a great afternoon.
Absolutely unbelievable. I've never seen people so close to crocodiles and doing just mind-blowingly silly stuff. But they are professionals and they do it for a living. I must admit, that is not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting them to get that close and to do that sort of stuff with the crocodiles, but it just goes to show you that if you are aware of their surroundings then and you respect their surroundings, it makes a massive difference. But listening to Lisa every time they did something was really hysterical. I'm hoping it came out on video, but every time, Lisa, sorry, I was just saying, every time they did something.
I calmed down after the first 2 times.
Yeah.
But the first time I was like, oh my god, I thought you were going to cry.
Yeah.
I was laughing at Lisa.
Yeah, I was just
What was Lisa?
absolutely brilliant.
Oh, too close.
So,
you silly man.
so yeah. So if you do come here, this is the cafeteria.
You need to go toilet.
Yeah, this is the cafeteria area. So
honestly, my heart was pounding.
could you hear her?
Yeah, she's listening. I don't like this. I
grabbed her
arm.
So, are you going to introduce Sarah to our
channel?
To our channel.
Did they know that we went to a wedding?
No, they wouldn't have done. They wouldn't have done.
So we're in Australia for a wedding. The wedding's been and gone.
Yeah.
This is our beautiful bride, Sarah. Hi guys. Who is?
So go on.
Who is my cousin's niece, I think. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Your cousin's daughter, David. Oh yeah, cool. Yes, my cousin's daughter. Yeah,
so anyway.
I just seen something really. Auntie Lisa. There we go.
So
I'm Auntie Lisa.
So this very strong Australian accent. Where are you from?
From Plymouth.
Yes.
Wait for my partner to get here. He's even more Australian than me.
Yeah, and he's from?
London.
London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we Surrey? I want to say Surrey. Yeah, maybe Surrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've come actually and not actually met an authentic Australian yet.
Yeah, I was in a room full of people that I was like, oh my god, these are all Australian. And everyone's going, no, Devon.
No, he but your family are from Switzerland.
Yeah.
Where were you
Wow.
born in?
I was born in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh, you're born in
But I speak Swiss German.
Oh, wow.
My
Wow.
sisters were born there. I was the only one born in New Zealand.
Wow.
getting closer.
So we are getting close to like an Australian. So
Super close.
yeah. So they are. They just like they could just fall asleep.
Can I change my spirit animal?
Yeah. Do you want to?
I'll do the test again.
Do you want to be a koala?
Well, I don't know, they don't go much, do they? They just chill.
So these are the Irwin turtles.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see it, but there is one just under the rock.
Wow, I think it's underneath that.
These are toxic frogs, which they become toxic by the ants, the toxins that they eat from ants and other animals. They secrete through their skin. Wow. So we have a wombat. They're kind of cute, aren't they?
Absolutely. Definitely want one.
I don't know what noise they make, but there's also a lizard sitting on the rock there.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
So this is their rest area. This is where they can't be accosted by members of the public. But they are just, these are red kangaroos, apparently. So.
Hang on, one more. This angle.
Like
that.
Looks a bit bad.
Like that.
Yeah, like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it worth the
Really?
14,000
Sorry, we're not
miles?
patting that one. We're just patting macadamia over here.
I'm sorry.
So just nice and gentle on her bottom. Thank you. Which one? This one was running on the floor quite happily around everyone. It looks
Was it worth 14,000 miles?
Why can't you pack the other one?
Because he's having a rest. So I've said a couple of times I want to see the Komodo dragon because I've seen them on YouTube and they I believe they're absolutely ginormous, absolutely huge. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's their biggest threat, is no food. It's that over there.
Oh yeah?
There's not
Absolutely
enough food for them.
huge.
They normally eat pigs and deer. Oh my, there's not enough for that.
There's just thinking the iguanas over there with the Komodo dragon.
Just imagine him running around Cornwall.
That is, yeah, it's a dinosaur.
It's huge.
Oh, shit.
Well, what a day.
eBay.
What a brilliant day. I've been to zoos in my time, but that is absolutely something else. Never been so close to so many wild animals. Just absolutely brilliant. Well, that was Australia Zoo. And as I say, probably the best zoo I've ever visited in my life. Right. This is probably the end of this vlog. If you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't already, please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. We will be back in the next vlog. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.